Hello! If you are watching this video, then you are about to enter a world of pure imagination. You have decided to enter the exciting world of playing Poppy, and let me tell you, there are a lot of things to look forward to. I am Dacnomaniac, a Diamond Poppy main with over 450,000 points, and I will be your handsome and informative guide throughout the entirety of this video. Now, I've been playing Poppy for a long time, even back before her rework when she looked like she was abandoned under a bridge. You know, with the old build full damage and ult the most useless person on the enemy team, and then demolish everyone else while they just sit there and ask, why? Why can't we stop this little rude bastard from shoving her hammer straight up our asses? Why do you do this to us, Riot? But you know, I ask that question about a lot of things these days. So, where do we begin with playing Poppy? Much like a slimy pink newborn deer, you must first learn how to walk, with walking, in this horrendous example, being learning what Poppy does. Now Poppy is a semi-mobile tank who does a good amount of damage and has a lot of crowd control. Literally every one of her abilities has some form of CC, even if it's just a little slow. There are a wide variety of positions Poppy can play. I mean, if you do a bunch of butt shit strats there are, but if you want to play Poppy seriously, then the positions she's mostly played in are top, jungle, and even support. Now, I don't see many Poppy supports, but they are the true legends of the Poppy players, willing to sit down bot and be a babysitter to the ADC, ensuring they don't feed, instead of sitting up top like I prefer and being a huge lane bully, getting fed up my ass, thinking later I can take on the whole enemy team myself, not realizing it's 50 minutes into the game and death timers are longer than a minute. And what's that? Our ADC is split pushing top lane by himself, even though they have a 15-0 assassin on their team? What is he thinking? Oh no, he's dead. No, this can't be happening. This game was totally winnable. So like I said, those are the most basic positions Poppy can be played in. But you see, I am a man of culture, and though I really do like playing Poppy regularly, there are a few different ways to play her that are really fun. The best of all of those being full lethality jungle Poppy. Now, I've made videos on pretty much every strat I can think of. Assassin Poppy, AD carry Poppy, mid Poppy. The only thing I really haven't done yet is AP Poppy, which, seeing as her only AP scaling is on her W, and that's only if she stops a dash, I really don't see that being viable, and oh god, you guys are gonna want me to make a video, aren't you? So now that we've gone over what roles Poppy can play, let's go over her abilities and what makes the poopster work. Her passive is Iron Ambassador. Every 10 seconds or so, her next basic attack will throw her shield, gaining a ranged bonus and dealing a small amount of bonus magic damage. After the shield hits the target, it will bounce off and land somewhere close by. Poppy can then pick up the shield to grab a percentage health shield for a few seconds. However, enemies can also step on the shield to break it. Now if the toss kills the target, it will automatically fly back to Poppy to give her the shield. Now this is the most basic way to harass in lane. Most of the time you'll be up against a melee champion and it gives you a little bit of extra harass range. Plus, if you take Grasp, it's an excellent way to get some free procs off. And you know me, I love getting some procs off. What's going on here? Grasp! Bonk. 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 Grasp. Her Q is called Hammer Shock. You deal a decent amount of physical damage, plus 8% max HP damage in a small area in front of you, and after the duration's over, it will erupt, dealing the initial damage again. This is probably Poppy's most basic ability, along with a couple of other things to spice it up. Just like spicing up your love life after 10 years of being in a relationship. I mean, you tell her you want to try butt stuff, and she's like, oh, okay, but the butt stuff's gotta be on you, and then you're like, oh, well, fuck yeah. Her W is called Steadfast Presence. Passively, you gain 10% bonus magic and armor resistance, and if you fall below 40% HP, this bonus is doubled. Activating this skill will give you a 30% move speed bonus for 2.5 seconds, and it will also activate your Virginity Shield, causing all those comments of, oh, you're just another donkey copy, oh, your waifu will never be real, Poppy is such an easy champ. Like seriously, a Tryndamere said that to me. Fucking Tryndamere. Now, I don't know about you, but to me, that sounds like a lot of... Sounds like a lot of hoopla to me. Okay, but actually it forms a small barrier around Poppy, blocking all enemies that try to dash to it. Not blinks like Flash or Ezreal E, but dashes. Now, the list of dashes it can block is fucking huge. I'm not gonna cover them all because that would take too long, and I have the attention span of like a baby mongoose.
God, he's so stupid.
Ride the waves, bruh! Ride the wave. Oh, he missed. Oh, everybody's missing everything. Oh god, it's Graves. Oh, in the bubble. Oh, except Nami. Nami's in the bubble. Oh. Her E is called Breeze, bitch. You dash a short distance into an enemy, dealing a small amount of damage. You also carry them along with you for another short distance. Now, if you push them into any terrain, it will deal the initial damage again, as well as stunning them for a short time. This ability is probably my favorite. You can use it in so many ways, you can even hop over short walls with it. Your passive can also be a great way to guarantee the stun. If your shield bounces near a wall for some reason, enemies can't resist going over to smash it.
I can't help it. It's so beautiful.
And finally, her ult is Keeper's Verdict. You channel for up to 4 seconds, slowing yourself for the duration. After releasing, you send a shockwave in a target direction, dealing physical damage and sending all enemies hit by it a large distance towards their fountain. Enemies will also be untargetable during this time, unless you just tap it. Then you'll knock them straight up and they will be targetable. Oh yeah, how's that feel? You have incredible synergy with Yasuo. I mean, he can ult off your W, E, and R. Now this spell can really fuck up teamfights for better and worse. You can ult an extremely fed carry away from their team, leaving them with no damage. You can ult the tank away from their carry, leaving them all by themselves. Or you can ult the entire enemy team out of an incredible wombo and completely fuck up everything for your team. Okay, now that abilities are out of the way, let's go over masteries and what to build on this little blue fucker. First things first, if you're in the top lane, the safest thing to do is take Grasp or Aftershock. I only take Aftershock if I'm against someone ranged like Teemo, but hey, that's just me. These are the masteries that I've been running lately that I really enjoy, but this is all situational. Poppy has a wide variety of the masteries she can take, and she'll still be viable in the game. The item you want to start out with is a Corrupting Potion unless you're against someone ranged, then get a Doran's Shield. Usually the first thing you want to buy is a Cinder. It gives you some tankiness, some extra damage, and if you take Grasp, it'll slowly build it up so you can proc it off your shield toss. But if you're against a ranged AP, you might want to rush towards that Spectre's Cowl and build a Spirit Visage first. After your first tank item, then move on to boots. I mean, I hope I don't need to explain boots. You're a tank. Get tabbies or merc treads. Slap those babies on your yodel feet and then proceed to shove them up your enemy's ass. God, I have a lot of ass-related stuff in this video. I hope that doesn't mean anything. Once you have your boots, it's time to move on to some big boy damage items. I like to get Titanic after boots. It gives you some nice tankiness and damage, plus you can proc the active off your passive shield. But you can go something like Trinity Force or Black Cleaver too if you're feeling saucy. Once those are complete, you can do one of the following builds, adapting to whatever team comp you need to build against. So let's put aside abilities and items. That's all kid stuff. The real Poppy players know all about the strats and gameplay. This is where we separate the men from the boys. The real poopy players from the players with just poopy pants. Now picture this. We start off in laning phase. You're against a melee champion that's pretty slow. Now this is easy stuff. Poke them down with your passive, especially when you have Grasp up. Then run away like a little sneaky weasel and hide in the bush to lose minion aggro. Hit them with a Q when they go into farm, and if the positioning is right, you can pin them against the wall with your E, unloading your full combo onto them. A typical combo is going to be E, Q, Auto, Hydra, if you have it, Q, and W, either to stay on them, preventing them from escaping if they have a dash, or to run away, saving your R for last to keep them in place just a little longer to hit an additional Q. Once you get ahead in lane, it's pretty much over for your opponent. There's no way they can outtrade you, and diving is really easy with Poppy. Against ranged, it's a little more tricky. Unless they're really stupid, you won't get as many chances to stun them against a wall. So you'll want to use your E as a gap closer instead, using your Q and a few auto attacks to get some damage off, and using your W to get back out of range. If you're really behind, just try to farm under your tower with your passive. Teamfights, there are really only a few things you need to focus on. Either A, going after their carries if you can get a good stun off of them. B, protecting your own carry so they can win the game, but come on, let's be real. How many times did your carry actually do good?
Matt.
Oh no. Oh no.
Get him.
Hiya. Or my favorite plan, C. Rush in the middle of everything with no plan whatsoever and fuck up as much shit as possible. That's easy, right? Well, my children, that is about all I can teach you about the Popster. Everything else must be learned through years of intense training and expensive therapy lessons my parents keep insisting I go through. Just because the voices in my head start singing Britney Spears songs in the middle of the night isn't my fault. But hey, I'm starting to enjoy it. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and thank you all so much for 1,000 subscribers and putting up with my incredibly rare upload schedule. I hope you all become master Poppy players someday in the future, and if you haven't subscribed, do so. Let's reach that 10K now, Okay, bye. My loneliness is killing me. I must confess, I still believe. When I'm not with you, I lose my mind. Give me a sign. Hit me, baby, one more time.